So I made 21k in 26 days with this brand new AI model, and in this video I'm going to show you the whole process of creating the model, to marketing the model, to monetizing the model, basically everything you need to know. So real quick here, let me show you the FamView dashboard and refresh it. You can see no bullshitting here, 21k in October. So what is AI OFM? It is basically just like regular OFM, but you're running an AI model instead of a real girl. So it's super easy to manage compared to real girls, where you have to split the profits, you have to make sure she puts out the content, and it's also super easy to get started with, since you don't need to sign a real model. You can just go out there and start generating the content. And it's also super easy to scale with multiple AI models at the same time. And you can see here, this is the model that generated me 21k in October. The realism is just insane, like AI is getting out of hand, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, okay, so making a model. There is plenty of tools you can use. There is Comfyui, where you use a 2.5 LoRa. There is Flux LoRa's, there is Quen LoRa's, there is SDXL LoRa's. And then you have things like Higgsfield, Seedream, OpenArt. There is just so many tools out there that hold super good quality. So when creating an AI model, you need to pick some kind of niche, like how is she gonna look like what personality does she have, what does she do for fun, where is she from, where does she live, like you need to build out a persona that people can relate to, you know. And there is, I just listed some niches you could do here. So you could do like a realistic hot college girl, like mine is kinda. You could do a MILF, you could do a goth girl, yeah, you see here. There is a lot of niches you can use, and there's nothing such as a bad model. Every niche works, but there may be some that is better and some that is worse. So do your research and try to find out what is working for other real models. You could go on like the Reels page on Instagram and just scroll to find out what works. And also, when you're creating your model, make sure you have a defined plan for your model, like her personality, life situation, location, everything. So once you get started, you have like a clear plan to go with. And the goal, of course, is to create content to market your model and eventually sell that exclusive content. And you can use something like Photoshop or Canva to edit photos if it's needed. Okay, so once you have your model, you need to figure out your funnel. There is a few options. You could do FanView, you could do Fansly, or you could do Telegram. You cannot do OnlyFans because they do not allow AI creators. There is some workarounds, but if you're starting out, just go with one of these. So the one I'm using is obviously FanView. It's a good platform. The CRM is decent. It's nothing compared to where you have an OnlyFans with Inflow. But it works, and it's pretty established now going into 2026. A lot of people actually do have accounts on FAMU, so it's a good option, and it's also super easy to manage. If you for some reason don't have access to FAMView, I would recommend you go with Fansly. I've never tried it, but I know a few people using it, so definitely do Fansly if you don't have FAMView. And then you also have Telegram. You could do Telegram, but if you're just starting out, I would probably not recommend you doing Telegram, because it's a bit more harder funnel to do. But the upsides with Telegram is that there's no platform cut, so 100% of the money you earn goes into your pocket, but it's much harder to manage. So when you figure out what you're going to use, and like I said, I would recommend you using FAMView. This is how you want to set up your FAMView page. You want to have a high quality realistic profile pic with something like face plus half body, doesn't really matter, but just so they get a clear view of your model. And then you want a teasing banner, but obviously nothing explicit, nothing naked. And then you want to have 20 to 30 high quality posts, a teasing and nothing explicit on your feed. And then you want a personal bio, a realistic one, no ChatGPT bullshit. You want to have some personality in there, so don't just go to ChatGPT and ask him to write you a bio. And then you want to have 1 to 2 pay per view on the feed. but nothing nude. It's just so if someone do buy that, you can just hop in and chat with them and just rinse them. It's really good to just know who's a time waster and who's not. So when you're starting out, you want to use a free trial, no paid page, just because you want all the traffic you can get. And once you have your model, you have your content, you figure out the fan view, you set up the fan view, it's time to start marketing your model. So there is three options I've used. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, and we have TikTok. So for Instagram, you're gonna do reels, you're gonna do trial reels, you're gonna do posts, you can do paid promo, you can do boosting, and the quality from Instagram is super high. It's super easy to get started with Instagram, and yeah, it's a short funnel. So Instagram is gonna be your main asset. It's like I recommend you focus the most on Instagram because it's what pays the most. Then you have Twitter. You can do stuff like rage baiting, commenting, paid promos, retweet groups. I personally do not use X. And for TikTok, you're gonna do photo carousels. I'm gonna show you some examples later. TikTok is good, super easy to get views, super easy to get started with. But it's a long funnel, and if you know TikTok, they don't want you to leave their platform, so they do not allow any deep links. So it's a pretty shitty funnel, but it's decent. And then for the link in bio, you're just gonna use get all my links, link me, Hubi, whatever. There's plenty of options out there. Just pick one and go for it. So this is how my main funnel is looking. I have 3 Reels accounts that all pushes to the main account, which is the main asset. Then obviously from the main account, we have a link in bio to FAMU. So for the real accounts, I just have a few pinned posts of her like in bed, at home, at the restaurants, whatever. So just decent quality photos, and then you're gonna post 2 to 3 reels per day, and you're gonna funnel all the traffic to your main, and you're gonna have the link in bio on your main account. And for the main account, you want to have a real girl vibe. You want to have super high quality posts, realistic highlights, daily lifestyle stories. So basically, you just want to build up the account so make sure it looks like a real girl. You can see here's my main account. I have some super high quality posts. You know, I have her birthday picture here. I have some highlights here. I just make sure it looks like a real girl, you know. And for TikTok, this is not my account. This girl or this guy is just fucking killing it. I'm not even sure he's doing AI, but it's whatever. So he's just posting like 2 to 3 TikToks per day, and he just does these carousels. So you can see here just 3 slides with like either rage baiting captions or like some fucking, I don't know, just bait guys into following and clicking your links. So I really recommend you start with one of these strategies. I do recommend you focusing 100% on Instagram before you try anything else. You could start with TikTok and Instagram together, but the main funnel should always be Instagram because it's the easiest, and it's super easy to get started with. All right, so now that you have your model doing views and you're driving traffic to your family page, how do you make money? So you can see here I did 2.6k in a day. You can see some people have rinsed here. You see they buy 50, 110, 100, 100, 130, 150, 150, 200. Yeah, you can kind of see here. So this is from selling exclusive content in chatting, in the messages. So 90% of your revenue is going to be made in messages from PPV and tips. So eventually you're going to get GFE whales, hopefully. GFE whales is basically people who is on your fan view page for something called a girlfriend experience. It is basically just lonely fucking retarded men that you're going to rinse. Yeah, they basically just want to have a girlfriend experience with your model. So you can ask them for tips, you can ask them to pay for your lunch, you can ask them to buy you a fucking bag, whatever. Then you have NSFW whales, which is basically people who is on your page daily to just buy your exclusive content. And then there's also, you know, the NSFW buyers, not the whales. But yeah, and then eventually when you're driving good traffic to your page, you're gonna want to hire a chatting agency. There is a lot of them out there. If you're doing like 20 plus subs a day, you can message me on Telegram, and I will link you with a good agency. So this is basically all you need to make money with AI OFM. Super simple business model. AI is getting crazy. If you want to learn more about this business model, make sure you join my Telegram group. Linked in bio is 100% free. I'm gonna drop some good sauce there. I'm also gonna start a brand new model and do a challenge in there. I'm gonna be completely transparent with what I'm doing, the results, and everything. So 100% make sure you join the Telegram group. I'm gonna link it below. But yeah, that is everything you need to know to start making money with AI OFM.